So who wants to blow up a forest?
We should really read these abilities, you guys.
Well, actually, I was thinking what we can do is bury a couple just under the surface across the entryway and put one barrel on each side of the hole where the gate is. That way, if they get to that point, we can shoot one of the barrels and the whole thing will explode in a chain reaction, causing fire, death, and everything at the gate.
Weren't we gonna dig the Chimera in at the gate, however?
That was the plan.
If
So
we dig the
we'd
Chimera
essentially
into the gate
be...
and they get past the Chimera...
Well, there's no second line of defense anyway. Like,
Why don't you dig in the other vehicle and then use the Chimera behind it?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have line of sight.
Why
If
wouldn't
the
it?
Chimera was higher, it would.
Were you gonna
So
build
if we
a
dig in the
platform for it?
Well, no, if we dig the Atlas recovery...
Is the gate wide enough for both vehicles to be side by side?
Yes.
But if you do that and one of them gets hit and blows up, the other one's going too.
That's why you put the
putting
Atlas
all
in
your
front.
eggs in the same basket, and I don't know that we should do that.
Now, I know there had been some mention about needing to clear out some jungle. The Atlas recovery vehicle is actually... That's part of the reason it's at this refinery, is it has a dozer blade on the front, and that, equipped with the heavy flamer, is more than enough to, pacify jungle.
I think we need to get that up and running, so our tech priest should do that, and then
Well,
we should have it clear out a good 200 yards in front of the main gate.
Yeah. Well, there's already about 50 cleared.
Right, but we need to go like another
yeah.
150.
Oh, no, I agree.
That gives us 200 range, clear line of sight to hit shit as it comes pouring out of the jungle on us.
Okay, so what we're gonna do...
Is
Yes.
the tech priest in basically a state of reboot? Is there like a reset switch on him we can put?
He is currently twitchy, yes. There is not really a reset button as such.
How about like a slap to the back of the head?
Well, depending on how the servo skull feels, that might get you a shot to the face.
Seems like a bad idea.
Because you can tell that the servo skull appears to be his, for lack of a better term, his familiar. Where some tech priests have servitors, this one appears to have a servo skull. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna move everybody down.
All right, now I had a couple.
Map.
I had a couple thoughts here.
Okay.
Should we, since we have a bunch of barrels of death, basically, should we put some C4 underneath some of those barrels and then bury the barrels mostly underground with remote detonators, so we can just hit the button and they'll go kablooey into a giant fireball
Shouldn't we all
of death?
need is just a remote detonator on that, because any kind of spark or oxygen access to it will ignite it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you put the demo charge underneath the giant fire tank, right, you'll get a gigantic explosion plus a giant fireball.
Plus shrapnel.
And shrapnel, right.
Hmm.
Like, it would be like a giant, destructive ball of death.
The GM rule. Would both explosions add into damage?
I already state that explosives stack. They just don't. They don't necessarily stack in the.
Like blast radius?
Yeah, they. Well, they. It's basically each additional explosive device generally adds 1d, usually 1d10 plus probably another plus 10 or plus 5, depending on what the base explosion is, to whatever the parent explosion is, and then it usually adds like 1 to the blast radius and 1 to the concussion and all that.
And in this
kind of
case,
stuff.
we would also be adding the on fire affliction or whatever.
Yes, because Promethean barrels do have the flame property.
I mean, so
Okay, so
I don't recall whether I put that in the
My
handout
question
I
is,
gave you
then
guys.
based off of that information, if we set it off with a demo charge, the demo charge gets an added 1d10, not the base promethium explosion of 5d10 plus 10.
correct. Because the
So
demo
we
charge would be the one that would be going up, and the demo charge, that'd be 3d10. So that'd be 4d10 plus whatever the pluses would be.
Right, so that's still less than one refined promethium.
Well,
going
no,
off by
the
itself.
whichever one is the lesser adds in. It's not the other way around. The greater is the one that's going to take effect.
Okay.
The greater takes precedent. Any lesser adds to the greater.
Okay, so you'd be doing
Okay, then it doesn't
6d10
matter.
plus 20.
Correct.
Yeah, pen 3, blast 31, concussion 6.
So, like, I would put those out, like, in front of the wall somewhere, like a couple by the road. And
By the
then,
I don't want that thing anywhere near me when it goes off.
well, why would you be on the road in front of the frickin' wall?
I would
Like-
be on the other side of the wall. The wall might explode with that kind of force.
No. You put it out a ways. We're clearing 150 meters of room, you guys.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't know explosives. Me, Dan. Me know nothing.
Me, Dan, me know nothing. Apparently, our new characters are from a mining world, and we would know all about this crap, I guess.
Yes. Yes, we would.
Yes. Explosives, you're also grenadiers. Explosives are kind of...
Yeah. I'm a psyker with
Yeah,
a
don't-
grenade launcher. That is terrifying.
I think it's
No.
fantastic.
I really
would
need.
say give
I
it to
really
me,
need
but I-
telekinesis. Then I
What,
could
so you
just
can
like,
lob a grenade and hit it farther?
yeah, I could just like, make the grenade like turn in midair and go where I want it to go and crap like that. I got to do that, you guys. Hilhelm needs telekinesis. No, so seriously,
Ends up ripping his own arm off.
so we have 40 barrels, and each barrel is 55 gallons,
Yes.
and we have 12 demo charges. So how many of those demo charges do we want to use with a barrel, and how many of those demo charges do we want to do for something else like, oh crap, throw it at the big guy and run?
Split them in half, probably.
I mean, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't want to
6
just make the call
barrels
myself.
spread apart, and then
You said promethium ignites when it comes in contact with the air?
No, the promethium used in flamers.
Oh, okay. So the promethium in the barrels, though, we could dig a trench and put
Yes.
prim-
The promethium in the barrels is closer to gasoline.
Okay. So we may want to make a flaming moat. Also.
That would be kind of cool.
That's not a bad
Right,
idea.
That's
Right.
what I was
It's-
thinking about
the
earlier.
only
because
thing
I could
there-
Right
tear
in front
some
of
of
the
the I could tear some of the clothing off the orcs and wrap my arrows in it and dip them and have flaming arrows to then light a trench of fire.
The only thing with
Right.
that would be, how are you going to ensure that the oil doesn't just like leak back, like sink back into the ground? Like we'd have to come up
We
with
put
a
a
way to
lot
keep
in
it in
there.
there.
I don't know. You guys are the miners. I bet you know something about sediment and ground.
Heavily
and
packed earth doesn't absorb as much as loose pack, so if we just pack the trench hard, run the vehicle tread through it a couple of times, it should pack it down. If anything, it'll just create a flaming earth right
we
there.
could dig a trench and put the 14 orc bodies at the bottom,
yeah, they'll
and
burn for a
then
good long
cover
time.
the bodies in a layer of burn.
Well, it just needs an ignition
Promethium.
source, right? Why don't we just use a demo charge to ignite it and not have to worry about missing with an arrow shot?
We can do that. How many demo charges do we have?
We have 12 total.
12.
Okay, we have 40 barrels though.
We
Yeah.
could use.
Right, well, I'm assuming it's going to take a couple of barrels to fill the trench if we dig it, even a foot deep.
Oh, probably even more than that. You're gonna
And a
need
couple of
you're gonna
feet
need
wide.
it super deep and super hot if you're gonna stop the orcs at all, though. Or like
I'd
make
also
them
like
go a
to
different
maybe
way.
either side of the gate up top. Get, what?
I hate to interrupt, lads, but couldn't you just take some empty barrels and cut them in half, long ways?
Actually, not a terrible
Priest,
idea.
you're awake?
Do we have empty barrels?
No, that was Prometheus. Otis's comrade.
Nice to hear you speak.
He's a bit older.
Yelled at Ginger last time.
He did yell at Ginger last time. A layer of
Mhm.
burn. That's right, Seta. A layer of burn. No,
That
that would
sounds
work.
good.
That sounds like a good
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, we could easily do that. I mean, I've got my chain sword, so I can easily make work of arrows.
I wouldn't mind setting up a couple barrels at the top,
Well,
and then
Well,
if the
You
orcs
the
have a
are-
las
operators-
cutter or something, don't we?
I was about to say the operators plus the grenadiers should have las cutters.
Yeah, I got a las cutter, like just.
But it's
Done.
more fun for me.
But you might break your sword.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd be using it for an inappropriate purpose. I would make you
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just use the las cutter.
Yep.
It's designed to cut. That's the
It,
whole
it,
point.
it,
barrels.
it is designed to cut, and it gets tuned up by tech priests on a regular basis. Please cut barrels.
So just before we get going here for, like, you know, really intensely, I just wanted to point this one out that's in the book that we totally should have used. It's called Maneuver. It's a half action. You make an opposed weapon skill check with your opponent, and if you win, your opponent has to take a step backwards.
something we all know.
We would have lost. Have you not seen our rolls?
Yeah, we would have lost every roll.
Do you know how nice that would have been? Like, to knock somebody out of melee and then, like, be able to shoot without a -20 penalty?
That would have helped me so much in our last fight. You have
I
no
know.
idea.
That's why I mentioned it.
We wouldn't have hit our rolls.
You never know.
Yeah.
I was hitting my rolls. Everybody else that wasn't.
Oh man,
I was getting most of mine.
Decker, don't even, because he will find a way to green screen just the lips during the break and have it be his lips. Like, it'll be a thing.
It will totally be a thing.
Okay, no. So
Okay, so
do we do six barrels with demo charges and then 2 in the trench? That leaves us with 4 demo charges.
We'd only need 1 in the trench if we did it right.
Yeah.
I was thinking like if we did
Just-
1 on either end, you know, just in case.
Just put 1 in the middle.
Yeah, but here's my thought: if we do 1 on either end, like let's say the battle's intense on one side and somebody can't push the button, right? If there's
gonna
2
light-
in there,
Everything.
yeah, but if there's 2 in there, then it doesn't matter if one person's already engaged in combat, like heavy combat. Someone else can push a button. Do you see what I'm saying?
They're
Why
your
don't we
demo
just
charges.
give the detonators to the guy in the Chimera so he can just hit the button?
Isn't the Chimera going to be like hosing down the orcs with fire though, like with auto
But
cannon fire
if
and
the
stuff?
driver is not moving the vehicle, the driver
Yeah, that
can't
doesn't mean
move
Otis
action.
can't buttons.
Hey, Otis. I'm asking Seta in chat, by the way.
Bless
Otis,
That's
Otis,
fine.
do you want the detonator button or not? Let us know. Type to me, Seta. Let me
Yeah,
know.
he does. Of course he does. He's
Oh,
not
he'll
gonna
say
press the
of
yes.
button.
course he does.
We'll see. We'll wait for his answer.
I still want to set some barrels
Um,
up top.
Is
and
there
then the
another
orcs will just
exit?
dump it
No.
off.
This is the only entrance and exit. We checked that already.
If there was another exit, we probably would have already left.
No, Cam, we got to keep the refinery intact.
That's the whole reason they were sent here.
Discussions
that's
were
right.
happening.
I think Seta might be having some internet connection issues.
Yeah, it could be.
I say,
What
Gina,
is
is that possible
what is given to Otis?
to have Otis do it since the Chimera is most likely not going to be moving?
Yeah.
Okay,
You-
see, problem
Yeah, and
solved.
regardless of how heavy it gets, he'll be in cover, so
Hang on.
essentially,
Right.
and can launch it when he sees it.
Okay, so the explosion radius is like this in a circle for each
Yep.
barrel that we're setting off.
Are we gonna stagger the barrels? Or are we gonna set them
Oh
all in
no.
a group? And then
No, we're going to have to stagger it so that we can sort of selectively control what goes off where. I mean, basically my hope with the barrels is if we get lucky, we can really injure the big guy, but really mostly to get rid of the littler ones, so that we can just focus fire on the injured big guy and take him down. That's sort of my idea, anyway.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna just paste this into chat. I'm just gonna paste this in case anyone's
that is
not
so
reading
true.
it. You know?
Oh man.
I can fucking stealth. What are you talking about? I haven't missed a stealth roll yet.
This
Fuck
is true.
You,
It
Otis.
was
Get
Hill's
back
character.
in your tank. Do something.
Get
This
back in your
guy.
tank and do
that
something.
guy.
Be
No.
useful.
Calm down. Remember the last time we just off a tank driver? We all ended up dead.
I remember the last time someone pissed off the tank driver, and it wasn't anybody except Commissar.
Thou shouldst calmeth thy tits.
I didn't piss off the tank driver in that round.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't piss him off. I gave him emotional scarring and damages. There's a difference.
You pissed
Ooh.
everybody off in that round.
No, anyway, so my thought would be, with the Chimera versus the, what was the other thing? The Atlas, is it?
Yeah.
To have the Chimera in the gate initially, and then once they start to get closer, to back it out, and then have the flame tank, like, go in to cover up close, and then have the Chimera behind it, like off at an angle, shooting out still. But
Whoever's operating the flame tank, as soon as they light that flamer, it's gonna ignite that trench.
yeah,
Who the hell's driving it anyways?
that's our
I'll
fallback.
do it.
What if we use the flamer as kind of like a flank from the jungle?
Well, I suppose that's theoretically possible if we had some
How
like vehicle
fast
camouflage or
does the
vehicle
Atlas go?
cover or netting or something.
How fast is the
Well, don't
Atlas
we have
log?
netting on the Chimera that we could move?
I don't know how compatible those chassis are.
If the Atlas is going fast enough, we could just, run people over with it while lighting them on fire.
What do you need to know?
How fast the Atlas goes?
The Atlas has a cruising speed of 40 kilometers per hour.
What
Enough
is
to run people over?
what is that in real speed? Like 25?
Yeah, well, it's tactical speed, aka what it would move during combat, is 40 meters per round.
So
Or
that,
sorry, not 40, 14 meters per round.
that could still run over a few people, right?
Well, it's a flamer, man. It could just burn people.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're burning them and then running them over, making sure they're dead. If you're flanking with the flamer,
So
And you're firing.
basically your strategy here is essentially all of us are the diversion and the flame tank is the big flank that's going to hopefully help us win the battle, but we'll probably end up destroyed in the process.
no,
I'll
it's
drive
the
it.
diversion. Then we flush them
No, the
into
goal is
the
to
explosions
the
and we
goal
blow
is
them-
to let them come in, and then as the smoke gets set off, the flame tank comes in from the side, causing more of a panic.
I don't want
see
them
what I'm
close enough
saying?
to actually have.
So
to
now
use
you've
the
got
boat.
fire in front and fire coming in from the side.
Do we have any incendiary grenades, Hawk?
Don't think so.
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know.
I've got frag grenades. And,
That's why I asked you, because I don't think it's said on the info from the Grenadier group thing, like what our ammunition stuff would have been.
I think we had a choice, but I don't think flame was one of them.
Nice Steam group.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
It's cutting off everybody's heads.
Because unless it came with your kit, then you don't have it.
It says we're trained in the use of grenades. We have grenade launchers. That's all it really says. It doesn't say what kind of. Let's see. 1 auxiliary grenade launcher, 1 crack and frag grenade per character additional. But it doesn't say anything about what type of grenades we have to launch from the grenade launcher. It just says we have grenade launchers.
All right. Well, then we'll be polite there, and we will let the dice decide.
Okay.
Uh,
Wolf, you can roll.
Okay, what do I need to roll? Just like a D100 or something?
Roll a D100. Hill, call high or low.
I'm gonna go. Let's go high.
Oops, sorry. It's /R, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Hey.
All right. Well, that's high, if only just.
Wow.
But the skin of
Okay.
Hill's got a roll. How
So
about that?
you get we'll say you each get 1d10 grenade rounds for your launchers. Those fit both a normal grenade launcher and the auxiliary launcher. And then you get to pick from 1d5 types of grenades.
Okay, I got 5 grenades.
I'll get 2.
Well, no, whoever rolls, it's for both of you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, that would be me.
All right. We'll go with your roll.
So we both get 5, and
Well,
then
you did
whatever
roll
type
first.
4 is.
No, you get up to 4 different types of grenades.
Oh,
So you get 5 grenades, and they can be up to 4 different types.
So is that
Okay.
five grenades each or 5 total?
5 grenades each, and then you
Oh.
can have up to 4 different types.
okay. See, I don't even know what all the types are now.
So you could conceivably take one of you could take 4 different types of grenade and have one of those types you have 2 of, and the other person could take 1 type of grenade and all 5 of their grenades are that type.
Okay. Well, let me look on the chart of equipment options, and we'll find out.
Okay, that is a lot of grenades. There's stun, star flare, smoke,
What page are you on?
scatter,
What
photon
page?
flash.
What page?
182 is where it's 82, 183 is where it starts.
Anti-plant. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anti-plant, blind, firebomb, frag, hallucinogen, crack, minefield, flash, scatter, smoke, star flare, stun.
Anti-plant? Only
No.
orcs for plants.
I know, right? If the plants were attacking us, that might not be terrible. Okay, so that's page 183, 184 for that table? Yeah, 183.
Don't mind me, I'm just over here making stuff for you guys to
Okay,
use.
so some of these can't be used in the grenade launcher. Like the minefield cannot be used in grenade launchers. They can only be used in mortars or missile launchers. They can't even be thrown.
Not even by an Ogren?
Not even by an auger.
How sad. I wish to
Um,
throw all of the mortars.
Just a quick question. What's the difference between our grenade launchers and the auxiliary grenade launcher?
The auxiliary grenade launcher fires 1 and it straps under a weapon.
That would be
so the
for you,
minefield is
not mine.
basically a mass deployment of literally a minefield.
And the grenade launcher itself is like your traditional, like, boom, boom,
Yeah.
It's
boom,
a 6
yeah, yeah.
barrel.
or a single shot, depending on
Depending
what
on how you
kind of
fire.
grenade launcher it is. Some older ones were single shot, but the auxiliary is a single shot
Under barrel.
under barrel.
Like you'd see on like an M16.
They both accept the same size of ammunition, though.
Where use the other. There it is.
Scatter can't be used that way either.
No, you're basically frag grenades and smoke grenades and nothing too fancy.
All right, I'm gonna take a frag, 2 cracks, and 2 firebombs.
I thought you got 5 of each.
No, it's 5
No.
total.
No, you get
It's 5 total.
4 different kinds. You get 5 grenades total.
But we can choose 4 types.
Up to 4.
Okay.
Can a crack be launched from a grenade launcher?
Yeah, there's cracks. One of the cracks and frags are like the most common.
Of all nades.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that. I didn't get much use out of my grenade launcher. I was murdered.
Okay, well I'll get to work cutting some empty barrels in half with the las cutter.
Alright, I'm going to take 3 cracks, a frag, and a firebomb.
Are you going to take the underslung one for your las weapon? Just put the grenade launcher underneath your las weapon instead of carrying a separate grenade launcher?
That was my intent, yes.
Okay. Well, you never said, so...
I have it on here. Well, I have the las gun, so... And it can attach. I put grenade launcher on here because, I mean, that's
Yeah, but
essentially what it is, but it's the aux thing, yeah. I don't have to worry about, like, quick change or anything like that.
okay. Are there stats for the grenade launcher, like what you got to roll?
Huh?
They're earlier in the armory.
I mean, 'cause the damage is all based on what type you're using, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the grenade. It's not based on the
But I mean, to plug it into the sheet, that's all I was...
Yeah, it'd be a ranged attack.
Yeah.
What are you trying to plug in? Which one?
Okay, class.
1d10 plus 3.
Range.
There's a
60
pin of
meters.
6 on that firebomb. Holy
Yeah, there's
crap.
pin of 6 on the crack grenade, too. Damage is variable. Type is variable. Penetration is variable. Rate of fire is single. Clip size is 6.
Class and
So, but I only have
This
5
is
out of 6 because we only got 5 grenades. That's fine.
That's all that survived the trip to the future.
To the future. Too full. Okay. The grenade launcher is now there. I can roll to hit with that, but I'm gonna have to type in the damage manually. So I made myself a note where the damage was in the book.
Don't want to just set up individual grenades?
Oh no, we get like extra grenades too.
Yeah.
So we also have.
I want to make it clear, I'm giving up my frag grenades to somebody who can actually use them.
So we
Yes.
get an extra crack and frag per player character. I mean, so my class doesn't come with any, so that means even though I don't come
You
with
get-
any, I still get 1 of each.
Correct.
I have given up my 4 frag grenades to everybody. Everybody
Yeah, I want-
but the priest who might try to eat it as an egg.
The priest might try to eat it as an egg. I don't know that the
If
priest is
anything,
that
it's
crazy.
like pineapples.
Well, you don't know what future grenades look like. It look like eggs with pins.
There, I have made you a gate to defend.
Okay.
Yay, gate.
Do we
Oh, I
have
thought you were just gonna use the old other map, but okay.
do we have like 150 meters to the west of the gate that we can see so that we can
We
you know.
probably will.
shoot at these?
No, I'm not going to give you that much, but
So it's 8
The
meters wide.
range.
I know how long your gun is, but you're gonna be shooting at stuff that's gonna be not on screen.
Okay, that's
Because
sort of fine.
I mean, I don't really want to give you that much. Do you really want a map that big? I don't think you do.
No, please. No.
That depends on how this
No.
Even
goes.
with just the size that we have, you can barely see what's going on the map. If he were to give you anything with a bigger range, everything would just be dots.
Pretty much.
No, I can give you if you would like, I can give you another, like I can move the gate back to like 30 meters if that would make you feel more comfortable.
What about wider? Because it's just
I don't know.
showing
I'm
up
just.
as
I guess
12 meters.
mentally, I'm going to have a hard time visualizing this. If we're gonna put like the firebomb things like it, I'm thinking probably like what 90 to 120 meters out. How, like we're gonna have to trigger those somehow. First of all, then we're gonna have to like where is the fire break in front of the gate gonna go? How far out are we putting that? Because when we blow up one of those barrels, it's a 30-meter explosion. I mean, like I'm just trying to figure out.
Right, but if we don't blow.
Do you
up
want to
the
maybe
barrel-
like shrink down the characters and just have the squares be like 10 meters as opposed to 2 or something?
I mean, because, like, I guess what I'm saying is right now, everything we'd be shooting at or blowing up or triggering is all off map.
That's why it's imagination.
Well, that's fine. I just, that's how we're going to roll it. That's fine. I need to know that. That's all.
Do we have any pressure plates? We make pressure plates, I should say. Out of the
Oh.
detonators?
Like a mine, you mean? Like if they run over it? But that requires them
Yeah.
to actually, like, run over it. What if they don't run over it?
They don't have to run over it, they can just step on it.
That's the same as running over it.
Tripwire.
But you could still remote detonate it.
Oh, like use the remote as like a backup, you mean?
Yeah. Like if they don't actually step on it, we can still blow it up.
Yeah, no, the gate's exactly how wide it's supposed to be.
I don't see why we couldn't do that, Spoon.
Yeah, that way they step on it, they can take out a bunch of their friends because they're probably going to be clustered for the first couple, and then we blow them up. After they start scattering, we start blowing up the other barrels. Orcs aren't smart. They're going to walk together for a while.
Yeah, they're probably not even going to notice what the barrels are. But if we just take and line the road, not even space them out a whole bunch, like keep them within 10 meters, 15 meters, and just line the road where they're going to be coming from. If we wait till they get into the middle of that and then trigger that, it's going to take the whole group.
But that assumes that they're going to all be on the road.
That assumes they're going to walk, in a line as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you
They're-
can put some farther out to the sides too, but
They're probably going to be coming
they're going to have
as like
to
a
come
wave
through
through
here
the jungle.
Yeah,
unless
but
they take the
again,
wall down.
Yeah, but I
again,
don't want
30
them that
meters
close.
out because, that's a 30-meter range explosion.
Okay, so start here.
Minimum. And if you
Sorry.
put 2 together, then you're talking like a 35-meter range explosion. If you put 3 together, you're talking 40. Like,
Right, but due to physics, just because the fireball range is 40 meters, it doesn't mean it's going to break the wall.
yeah, but we'll
At
be on
40
the wall
meters.
in the tower. Do you want the fireball to wash over your face? Because I don't, really. Are these all of our bombs? Is that what that is, Hawk?
No, these are just piles of rubble.
Oh.
I'm trying to give you guys an actual ability to help dictate your
This
field.
I mean, that's the other thing. We could just not tear down the forest, but set the whole forest ablaze and force them to come down the road.
But
I don't think that would be necessary.
you
Yeah,
want
I
to start
don't
a
think-
forest fire on a forest planet?
I don't think that's necessary. Plus, jungle doesn't burn that great.
No,
Or
it
we
really
take
doesn't.
the piles of debris that we're getting from tearing down all the trees and shit, and we use that to line the road to create a funnel. start making it an angle from 200 meters out. So if they were going over it, make it a 10-foot wall of trees and dirt and shit, so that either it's gonna slow them down to get over this thing, or they're gonna have to go through the
So
path.
you basically
path
want to
of
make a
least
kill
resistance.
zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, that's
much.
what you should be doing
Yeah.
is making a kill zone that concentrates them in.
And
I
we
mean,
got
because
100
shooting at them at range is one thing, but if they can, dodge and maneuver and all that kind of stuff, then you're only going to be able to get so far.
How big are the trees outside the fence?
Well, it's a jungle, so
Well, they're big, tall trees. We could knock a few over, put it, along
Right,
the
just make
gate.
a wedge coming from a
Well,
ways out, like
at least we can
Yeah.
pull to the gate
Said.
too.
well, yeah, just
And
kind of
then-
like angle it out like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a funnel, starting at like 100 meters out, 150 meters out. It's a lot of trees.
We could build a bullshit wall in between the two gates too. Oh shit, my chair.
I would also recommend. I think it shouldn't be too hard for a couple of us to take some of that wood too and make some stakes with it, and build some stake traps.
Getting all Vietnamese.
I wouldn't want to block off the gate, because if we show them that, hey, look, here's an opening, they're going to go for an opening. They're not
Exactly.
smart enough to say, hey, look.
But
Yeah.
I mean, because there's going to be like leaves and piles of branches all over, right? So, could we make one of those? Oh God, what game are those in?
It's a pitfall.
No, not a pitfall. I'm thinking like you put the gate on like a, you put the spikes on like a square mount, and then when the trigger is tripped, like it's a spring and it flips up and stabs you.
Orcs must die.
Yeah, sort of like the wall thing in Orcs Must Die, but there was a different game that was in.
Probably Skyrim, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it was one of the Uncharted games. I don't know, but you get the idea, right?
That means we have to have a wall to build it onto.
No. You're just like bent. You get like
I
something
don't know
that
if
would
we have
bend.
enough time for all that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
So I say we just do the funnel idea, funnel them down to a point, down to an area that's, at least 45 feet away from the wall.
So we
Put
basically
some
want to
barrels
take
right
the
there.
armored flamer transport thingy to basically build how tall of a wall in this funnel, like
10.
10 feet?
10 feet, 15 feet, whatever.
Yeah, our Chimera could help too. It's got a dozer blade.
It does.
So if we
So-
have each basically form, do one side or whatever,
Yeah.
had them funnel. How thin do you want to make the funnel?
We can keep it 35, 40 feet wide, not a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
But we just have the funnel
Stupid,
where it
but-
comes down to a point at least 45 meters or feet or whatever the measurement is, and put explosions right there in the wall. Because if those go off, that's going to send shrapnel in the wall flying everywhere too. So that way the explosion is outside of our defensive wall.
Well, I was thinking, if we're
And
gonna
we still
funnel
have
them,
them
let's funnel them down even farther than 35 feet.
But then they'll probably realize it's a trap.
They're orcs.
Eh.
They're orcs, but
They're not
they're
that stupid.
being led by somebody who's
And
apparently
we'll
smart
still
enough to
have-
lead them.
Are those bolters still up in the towers?
The heavy stubbers, yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
heavy stubbers, yeah.
Is that what these little things?
Yeah,
Right.
those are towers.
Those? No.
No, that's just metal rubble.
Is that metal rubble? Okay.
Yeah, that's the remains of a couple of the remains of the gates that were once here, and the couple of orc vehicles that were used to smash it down.
What if we just throw a bunch of trees and sticks over the entire Promethean base and they just forget it's here?
Yeah. We just paint
Yeah.
a sign.
Can we?
Base not here.
Who's moving these?
I am.
Oh, that's
Ox
just what I was
building
going.
a
Oh, can you
perimeter.
move that? Can we move that?
You can move. Here. Do you want me to give you control over the rubble? Because I can.
That'd be
Can we move
fabulous.
them? That'd be nice.
Let me
I
give
ha-
you
I
guys
have an- I have an
control.
idea.
Bill has an idea. Okay.
Okay, so we're okay with the funnel idea. It started out so it comes to a point onto the road,
Yeah, I got an
45,
idea.
50 feet out.
It's gonna come in probably like this,
That started.
right?
Yeah, and then it
Well,
would go.
it would start here, so you'd
Yeah, it
have
would
a-
start. Yeah, way back here, but it wouldn't be
Yeah, no,
Like
it wouldn't be like this narrow, right? Like it would be angled.
Yeah, it would definitely be out like this. Otherwise, they're gonna look like they're actually being funneled if it's just like two walls. They're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't
Yeah.
do
Well,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have no
is
idea what's
have
happening.
a
Join
dense
the
forest to
commentary. What's
here.
up, Dogfight?
You know, you have just a straight line to here, and then from here out, you have a wedge almost. And then you put all your barrels,
Yeah, you
or
put
not all of them,
you
but
put
a portion
a
of them
couple
right
of the
on the
barrels, like
corners.
yeah, like right out
and,
here.
Yeah, and here, and that way it should go.
Who had heavy and las cannon? That was you, Wolf.
That would be me, yes.
So where do you want to put the man portable?
Well, personally, I was thinking on top of here.
I want to switch to the map view so people can see what we're talking about.
On top
How-
of what?
Yeah, good call.
On top of what?
On top of the tower.
That was
I
my
was-
plan, was to put it on top of one of the towers
No,
right
no,
at the gate.
this
How
tower.
difficult would it be to shoot from the Atlas if it wasn't moving? That way, if you do get in trouble, you could throw the Atlas in reverse and at least try to get out of there.
I mean, I would put it back here.
Or hop in and get on the flamer if they get close
Because you're
enough.
gonna have the height advantage. You can still see, and then if
You
the,
get
if the
higher,
gate's breached,
you get a better height advantage with the tower, and
no, the refinery towers would be taller than the front towers, wouldn't they?
I don't know.
You're talking way back here on this freaking well.
Yeah,
aren't
yeah,
you?
back here.
I couldn't see that. I had to zoom way the hell out for that.
150 meters, yo. Like it's only 100 to the edge of the map. Right. So
That's-
if you're up there and we lose the gate and we have to fall back a little bit, you can still pot shot from there for a little
Oh,
while.
that's true.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. So if the gate gets overrun, this is our fallback position. Is this back part by this tower back here?
How far does the micro beads work, Hawk?
Up to a kilometer.
We're
Okay.
fine. In other words.
So yeah, we're good.
No, I have an ability that you're all gonna really thank me for when I trigger it later.
Oh yeah, which one's that?
Mentor?
Ooh.
Is there any difference between this? It's just difference in coloration between these two rebels?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I mean,
problem
so-
is to really work it, I need like Hill's character near me.
And then,
Oh.
what, are these empty barrels here? Is that what these are?
These ones are technically the full ones.
Okay. So what we wanted, do we want those out here, right? Like,
Yeah. Just use the
Can I move the
use the
tank,
one
Hawk?
with the. Give me a second. I'll give you control over it.
Okay.
What you should do is use the ones with the 2 barrels to represent the ones that you're using as the half barrels, like the barrels you've cut in half,
where are those?
to put fuel in.
Is that these little dark circles?
No, the ones with the 2 barrels. You know, the one with the barrel laying down.
Right.
Oh,
And then
okay.
use
Put it
the
in-
and
that's
then
our
use
fire mode.
and then use the dark barrels as the ones that are standing up.
We're
So
probably gonna want
these are the
these.
splody ones then.
Yeah. These are the empty ones.
And
So
I
we
can
might
make you
want them-
I can make you well no, technically they're all full. I'm just telling you which ones to use to represent
be the-
what
okay.
so that you
We have an extra barrel back here.
and
We
if
could,
you want more barrels, I can make you more barrels. It's not a
how wide do you want this trench? Because if it's one wide, they might be able to hop it.
Yeah, like I would make the trench like I would double
Make
it up.
Like, yeah, if we could make it like that, at least double wide, they'd have less of a
And
chance
then
of being
this will
able to
be
jump
the
it.
start of our like rebel wall like here.
Yeah.
And then can I just like we'll just sort of depict it like this, right? Like here's the path of the of the break basically.
There you go, Wolf. You should have control of the
Okay.
chimera
You-
now.
Do you have any like straight log type icons there, Hawk?
I can get you some.
And then I
Couple
would
so we
say
could plan it.
That's kind of why this map I left it so blank is because I didn't know what you guys were gonna want.
We didn't either.
I would say also could we bury one barrel right here as a last ditch if we have to pull back?
With the detonator in it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll bury it
Yeah, I would say
underground with a detonator. And we'll leave the detonator up on top of this tower.
No, I'd still give it to Otis.
No, I would leave it up here on top of this tower because whoever's up here
Oh yeah,
He's going to
that'd
be able to
Wolf
see
up
when the
there.
gate's clear.
That'll be Wolf up on the tower if he's got the las cannon.
Yeah, I'll be up there with him though too.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be nice. Whoa.
It isn't that scary. Ginger's picture is staring into
Wow.
my soul.
Yeah, he's doing that.
Looks like a giant plank of wood.
Yeah, that's I think
That's
what
what I asked for.
Yeah, we need
yeah.
just a couple of those so we can demarcate where the
Yeah.
wood barrier. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
That,
Give
I
you
like-
some
that's pretty.
options.
Can you
Log.
clone that like about 4 times or 5 times?
You can clone it as
Well-
many times as you guys want.
I'd say just do like 2 of each.
You just gotta let me know how many times you want it done and all.
Yeah, probably. Well, let's try 2 of each.
It's not like I can't make more of them. Usually helps if you don't run off with them before I have a chance to clone them.
Sorry.
But you know,
Stop running off with stuff.
because I was making them to where you could control them, and then before I could copy, you're like running off of them. Like, whoa, I didn't copy that one yet. And then once you guys have stuff set where you want it, let me know, and I will move it from this layer to the map layer so that it doesn't get moved around by tokens and stuff.
Okay.
I'm
That's
thinking
why-
something like that. But how many barrels? How many detonators do we have? 12.
We
Yeah,
have
we don't
12
want to use
demo
them all
charges.
though. We'll probably want to use 6 demo charges.
Well, I'm thinking.
I have
can
a
you make me
question.
a couple more standing
We have
barrels?
how many barrels now that we can cut in half? Like
Oh.
40 something?
A lot
Well,
of
we have
well, no,
empty
we're cutting the
barrels that
empty
we're
ones.
We
cutting.
have
So
empty barrels. We're
there's a
not
bunch of
cutting the
empty
full ones.
barrels.
Because
And
it's
then
a
we're gonna
refiner, they're gonna have like
use, let's
piles of barrels.
say.
So what would you
3
guys
or
think
power.
say to have not just flame in the front, but at the back also where the wedge begins?
Back. Up
That's what these standing
here?
barrels are.
Or back in the back, like here.
Well, wherever the funnel start, I'm talking like back here.
I mean, like, so
Oh,
here-
back
here's,
up.
So where the funnel starts as well as where the funnel ends, and
Oh, well,
this
there's
way we
gonna
can
be-
essentially trap half the orcs or something in the kill zone, finish them off.
We could do that, but they would have. Wouldn't they be able? Wouldn't the forest pretty much be on fire once we set up these barrels?
yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Once
Yeah.
we detonate
It's
the
gonna-
barrels,
yeah.
everything's gonna, and they're gonna want to go that way because they're not going to go back to the fire. And then there's the fire pit.
Hey,
and they're
Hawk,
kind
can you
of
make me a
trapped.
couple more of these?
Oh, a couple more what?
The standing
standing.
ones.
Well, but if we're
Like
going to
2.
have this all cleared out,
Oh, the
there's not going to be
standing
any
barrels?
forest
Yeah.
for it to
2 or
set
3,
on
yeah.
fire.
Not a
Well,
problem.
we're basically clearing the forest into these
We're gonna-
walls.
I would think we would take these barrels here, these standing ones, and we'd put them on like right on the edge where we
There you go, Ginger. There's
clear
3.
the forest,
Cool.
and then we detonate them. You know, as some of them are coming through or whatever, and then they would explode, and they would set the forest on fire as they're coming through. And so if they want to help their friends, they got to run through the fire, or they can just like piss off. And then the ones
Okay.
on the other side.
Hold on. And what we're setting up here is just a visual representation of what's actually farther back, because we're starting this wedge 50 meters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the end of the wedge.
So
Yeah.
right here, where it funnels down, is actually 50 meters away.
Yeah.
And then these barrels that are right here are actually right here. It's our fire moat to protect the door, the gate, the entryway.
Yeah, these barrels will probably be
So,
Oh.
give me 2 more of the
right in
standing.
here.
Give me just a moment.
Look at us getting all technical.
Oh.
You okay over there?
My shoulder's bugging me.
Ooh, is that tank?
Ooh.
Oh no,
that's
that's the
what
Atlas.
we're going to use as the Atlas.
Oh,
I don't
Mikey.
actually. That's actually a basilisk, but I don't have because I don't have an Atlas. But instead of a cannon, we'll pretend that the
Replace the
the-
Atlas with
the-
a
the-
basilisk?
We'll just pretend
No.
it has a stubby
Oh.
and it shoots fire instead of having that
The-
extra hex of cannon on the front.
well, no, that's the winch arm.
That's the back hill.
That's the
Yeah.
wind charm? Oh,
The
Lord.
winch arm.
Winch arm.
That's the back of the thing.
Well,
I've
no.
learned that.
How many of these do you need?
3.
3 more.
3 fire tanks? Sure, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I wish I had an actual Atlas icon. I would have loved to have used that. And I was going to just grab a Chimera with a dozer blade, but I thought that would be too confusing with your actual Chimera on the map.
So here's the explosive layout that I think we should have for the top of the wedge. Because as soon as they get into that wedge, this will cover the entire zone, explode and cover them all on fire. And because they're close enough, they'll ignite all of them. So even we only have to use 2 detonators.
That leaves us
3
with
if we want to be safe.
that leaves us with only 1 demo charge.
If we have 3 out there,
You
2
drive?
at the fire node, and 1 back
No?
here,
Okay.
that's only 6.
No, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
No, what I'm
11
saying is
black
all of
things.
Right,
Okay.
but all these black things are just barrels of promethium. If we wanted to put demo charges on them for remote trigger, we only need to do a couple, because they're all within the blast radius of each other.
They're all going to be buried, aren't they?
And what you're saying is that there's
Nobody sees them?
actually, although we don't have room on this map, there should actually be like another 10 meters or so between
Yeah, there should
this
be-
this barrel and the firewall.
Plenty of blast areas.
Yeah,
where not
between
actually
that barrel
exposed.
and the side barrels.
This is all going to be at least 30 meters away.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? So, imagine it just,
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in...
Who all can drive?
Not me. How deep
Nobody
are the
has-
trenches? We haven't decided that yet.
I don't
they're
think
gonna-
we're digging any trenches, are we?
We
We were
gotta
gonna,
do
we were gonna
the-
trench it a little bit for the firewall, yeah.
Yeah. The
Can
moat,
we?
Yeah.
I mean, the
Can we
orcs
put stakes in
technically.
the moat?
Yeah, we can put stakes in the moat.
That way, if they fall in, they're getting stuck, and then they're on fire. As
Although
well.
the fire would burn the stakes up.
They'd be charred.
I
But
mean-
the first couple falling on them.
Like my
They're not getting up.
recommendation would be to put like a deadfall trap like right here for the stake pit,
Oh, look, a line.
right there.
Who drew a fancy line?
Hawk, I think.
That's you, Hill.
No,
Color.
it's me.
Oh,
It's
oh.
Hawk.
No, it's
on my-
actual purple.
on my
I'm
map
using it as a
drawing.
demarcation line to note that everything on the left side of the purple line
Okay.
is actually 30 meters further up.
Did I doodle a shape?
No.
Anyway, no, I would put a
I
put like
I wasn't actually gonna be.
I would put a pitfall on this trap, this hex, the hex and then like this hex, this one right there, and then this one right here. So those 3 basically in a line, like right in front of the gate, and use that as your pitfall.
Yeah, so we need
And then
an icon for pitfalls and icons for detonators, if we could.
And then also, I would build something back here, some kind of last-ditch wall or makeshift barricade or something we can keep our heads down
Rubble,
behind.
yeah.
Some kind of rubble to sort of make a, some kind of like circular barricade around this tower as a last stand sort of thing.
We're gonna hide behind the orc buddies.
I would, yeah. Also, GM question about fighting orcs.
Yes.
If we were to, say, decapitate especially like the knob and stick its head on a pole and stick it somewhere prominent, would that piss off the orcs?
Yes.
Would that make them like not care as much and charge like
Would that
even
terrify
more
the little guys,
ridiculousness?
at least?
Or
You're unsure of exactly how that would interact with orc psychology.
Let's not do it.
It's going to enrage them.
I'm
I
already
think-
gonna have like a knob axe on my gun. If they see that, they'll be like, "Oh, I killed our leader."
Let's
Let's
set
kill it
the
and take it
bodies
back.
up facing out in front of our barricade, so if they see weapons fire coming from it, they may not see us, they may see the other
yes,
greenies
that's the other
shooting
thing I
at
was
them.
going to suggest.
What, like pin them to the barricade?
Yes!
Yeah.
That's like a very
Actually pretty good.
Is there a way that we could like load their weapon not so it has any accuracy, but just so that they would fire if somebody like pulls on like a string or
Their
something?
weapon- They
Pulling
have-
the string. It's just.
Well,
They-
yeah, I mean, is
melee
that something we can do? Like, can the
Yeah,
tech
they all had-
priest like rig us something up where like we could do that? Like,
They all had melee weapons though, didn't they?
Yeah, they're all melee weapons, they're not on fire.
there were some shooters, weren't there?
No, not in the batch we
Oh.
fought.
Bummer.
That was in the very first fight.
That would have been nice.
So a detonator there, and a detonator here.
Come on, Decker. It was a good idea.
We
You
need
know it.
a
Don't be
detonator
LOL on me.
there. And a detonator there. And then these are our pitfalls.
They
We
are.
have one here, here, and here.
You don't want to cluster them like that.
Either way, we've got gaps.
Well, we could just push some of the rubble up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do.
What are these extra detonators for? What are we gonna use
Those are
those for?
the detonators we haven't assigned yet.
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm asking. What are we
If
gonna
you
do
need
with
more rubble piles, let me know. I'll make you more rubble piles.
Yeah, more rubble piles would be great.
them?
What if we put, like, let's say 2 of these, which would be a 4d10 explosion, into a barrel, and then use those as sort of a stopgap from the gate. Okay, like from the gate back to here in case we need it.
We're already pretty much gonna blow up the gate if like that
Or
close.
I guess my question with that is, would that cause too much damage to the facility?
Yeah, we're probably gonna end up damaging it. This barrel right here if we have to detonate it.
I gotta look up demo charges real quick.
I was just gonna doodle the trench, Hawk.
Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. Can we push a bunch of rubble up behind the gates right here? So that way, if we put a demo charge behind it, it would collapse that rubble in towards the center of the gate?
I
To
don't
narrow
think-
that down even more, or even create an obstacle for them to have to climb over?
Just keep in
That-
mind if
that's
you
what
do
this
that,
already-
that's
all
going
this
to
stuff was.
provide cover for them as they're attacking.
Right, but if they're coming up over, they're not going to be shooting, at least most not likely. Everything that we've seen so far has all been melee weaponry. So if they're climbing over that, that gives us an easier shot to pick them off as they're cresting that hill.
Yeah, and whoever's
And it's
in
gonna
the
be
tower
a
can shoot
narrower-
down into him.
And it's a well, the explosion might fuck you up, so I wouldn't stay in the tower.
No, the
But-
big tower in the back.
Oh, in the back, yeah. And it would narrow that opening even more. So it almost would onesie twosies coming over that ridge.
Blast radius is...
One or two
Well,
at
that's
a
just an
time. we
idea.
might be able to
Okay,
do
the
it.
blast radius for a single demo charge is 5 meters for each kilogram used.
Oh god. That's
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, like about like that.
that's a decent explosion. That'll definitely set off one of these barrels and then
Well, I'm just saying, like,
What?
if we use some of those out here, is that going to actually damage the refinery in any way?
might.
All the refinery structures are behind our current position, right, GM?
Correct.
How far from the
And we're fine.
gate to the actual refinery? We have.
Well, the
Well-
refinery's behind us.
Yeah, like, I
I
mean,
know, but,
you know, this
like,
well
the
would be
actual
like the front
facility.
of the facility, I would assume.
We're looking at least
Yeah.
50 meters.
Okay.
There's storage tanks nearby, and by nearby I mean as close as this well is. They're
Okay,
just
so
they're just off screen to the south.
we still have
Do,
some.
do you
room, we
have
can
any
still set up
sort
some
of
mines.
like sandbag-looking things in your kit of tools, Mr. GM, sir?
I do, in fact.
Most overly complicated map for death ever.
If you've got to
think
be
we're gonna
precise
need
with
it,
your
though.
death.
I think we're gonna need it. I think we're gonna need every little tiny drop of this.
How slippery is Prometheum?
So we're using 11 barrels there. We're probably going to end up using, say, 6, maybe 7 barrels for the moat. So that puts us at 18. We're not even halfway through our barrels. But I wouldn't want to use them all anyway, because that's just going to be dangerous.
there's that unrefined stuff
But we're
we
gonna
have
need
as well,
we're
right?
gonna need some for the
Yeah, but the
fuel for
unrefined won't really
flamer
burn.
tank.
Yeah, but could we coat this rubble and the unrefined stuff so they just slip and slide off of it instead of trying to be able to climb
No,
up
the
it?
unrefined stuff is more sticky than it is.
Oh.
So
Alright.
it would slow them down.
It would still slow them down a little bit, but
Yeah, so basically I just want to put some sandbags around the base of the tower so we understand, like, when we get around the base of the tower, there's, like a sandbag in an arc around the big tower in the back if we need it.
How many clips did you guys have for the las cannon?
I had 3 plus
For the-
1 in it. That would have been half gone, though, like 3.5.
Yeah, I think he fired like 3 shots.
Yeah, it's like 35 shots total.
Yeah. There should be plenty
No,
of
because
ammo.
you only get a clip of 5 in those things.
No, it's 10.
No, it's 5.
No.
I'm looking at it right now. Man
man
portable
portables?
las cannon, 5.
Sure.
There you go.
What
There's
page
some
you on?
sandbags. Have fun.
I am on 174.
Okay. Well, actually,
Oh, clip
I'm
size 5,
going-
yeah.
Yep. Well, Hill decides where to put his sandbags. I'm gonna call a short
I can't.
break.
I can't control the sandbags yet.
Yeah, because you got your
should be able
measuring
to.
tool on.
Oh, I have measuring tool. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, if you have your measuring tool up, you won't be able to move anything except for your measuring tool.
What if I like to measure my tools?
That sounds like a problem between you and your wife. The fact that you have multiple tools is kind of frightening.
Yeah, I got a whole,
Entered
I got a whole
foreign
chest full
graced.
in the closet.
That's
So
a
we're-
good place to keep them.
Taking a break, are we?
Yeah, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we will check to see if everybody is happy and comfortable with this and maybe get our fight on.
Ooh,
Yay, fighting.
death! Somebody's dying today, whether it be orcs or us. Let's find out.
It'll be us.
Let's
A
hope it's
combination of.
I'm not. I'm actually happy about staying alive, which is gonna happen.